Disney announced roughly 30 projects in one night. A new Simpsons movie, a live-action Tangled, Incredibles 3, Coco 2, Frozen 3, a completely new X-Men cast, the return of Steve Rogers, and a Bluey movie built around one red balloon. That is the list. But the list is not the story. Disney did not call this a succession plan, but stepped back from the announcements, and the slate looks like one. Familiar worlds being assigned new faces, new creators, and new formats, with a smaller group of originals searching for what comes next. So instead of reading 30 press releases at you, here are the 5 signals inside D23 2026, and then the complete announcement map. The clearest pattern, our interpretation, not Disney's label, was inheritance. Not just sequels, handoffs. Marvel introduced the first core cast of its new X-Men, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, Kit Connor as Cyclops, Christopher Abbott as Professor X, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, Indy Navarrete as Rogue, and Maya Boyd as Storm. Adam Driver is Nathaniel Milbury, a name Marvel readers will immediately treat as a clue, not a complete answer. That film arrives May 5th, 2028. It is not simply another mutant movie. It is Marvel choosing the faces expected to carry an entire branch of the universe. Star Wars made the same move from a different direction. Starfighter is a standalone adventure, with Ryan Gosling playing Kate Oberon, a rogue from the wrong side of the galaxy, whose fate is tied to the fastest starfighter ever built. It opens May 28th, 2027, 50 years after the original Star Wars opened on that same holiday frame. Even the legacy titles are being repositioned around new generations. Lilo and Stitch 2 brings in Angel, Tangled has Tegan Croft as Rapunzel, and Milo Manheim as Flynn Rider. Coco 2 jumps forward to a teenage Miguel. Bluey moves from 7-minute television stories to a theatrical feature. Disney is not retiring the old worlds. The slate is reshuffling who audiences will be asked to follow inside them. D23 was heavy on recognizable names because those names finance certainty. The Simpsons returns to theaters September 3rd, 2027. Incredibles 3 follows on June 16th, 2028, directed by Peter Sohn. Frozen 3 lands November 24th, 2027, with a new villain teased as a true power match for Elsa. Zootopia 3 is officially in early development. The Princess Diaries 3 is still moving. Ice Age: Boiling Point opens February 5th, 2027. Romy and Michelle 2 reaches Hulu in 2027. Those are the anchors. The more interesting creative signal may be the projects between them. Ghost Market is an original Pixar film set around a plate lunch shop on Oahu's North Shore that serves spirits caught between life and death. It is scheduled for March 2028. Gatto sends a black cat named Nero through Venice's feline underworld, with Mark Ruffalo voicing the lead. That arrives March 5th, 2027. Disney Animation also showed Clay, starring Kieran Culkin and dated for November 2028, and Hexed, with Haley Steinfeld, Walton Goggins, and Jodie Foster, opening November 25th, 2026. 4 original premises, surrounded by brands with decades of recognition. That ratio does not prove Disney sees the originals as experiments. It does show a selective portfolio. Familiar titles dominate the calendar, while a few new ideas get the chance to become familiar. The release map is crowded, but one year matters more than the others. Late 2026 carries Hexed, Vision Quest, Percy Jackson Season 3, and Avengers: Doomsday. Then 2027 becomes the stress test. Gatto in March, Starfighter in May, the Bluey movie in August, The Simpsons in September, Frozen 3 in November. Ahsoka Season 2 begins January 20th. Ice Age: Boiling Point arrives in February. Oswald premieres on Disney Plus February 17th. Romy and Michelle 2 reaches Hulu, and Disney's Kingdom Hearts game Push places a Coco world in Kingdom Hearts 4, expected late that year. That is film, streaming, animation, live action, Marvel, Star Wars, preschool, nostalgia, and games all competing inside one calendar. Then 2028 shifts toward the handoff titles, Tangled on March 31st. Lilo and Stitch 2 on May 26th, Incredibles 3 on June 16th, X-Men on May 5th, Ghost Market in March, Clay in November, Coco 2 sits farther out in November 2029. The useful takeaway is not Disney has a lot coming. We knew that. It is that the 2027 calendar asks several different generations of its audience to show up at once. The showcase also refused to stay inside one medium. Vision Quest premieres October 14th and closes the trilogy that began with WandaVision and continued through Agatha All Along. The trailer turns Vision's own embedded artificial intelligences, including Ultron, into characters inside his identity crisis. Ahsoka Season 2 arrives January 20th, 2027, with Thrawn looming over the New Republic, and Anakin pushing Ahsoka toward the question the series has avoided. Is she a Jedi or not? Percy Jackson Season 3 premieres November 20th, 2026. A Kingdom Hearts anime series is officially in development with Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura. Marvel's Wolverine received a new trailer and a September 15th PlayStation 5 date. Kingdom Hearts the Fourth revealed its Coco-inspired world. National Geographic's Lion premieres August 19th, then moves to Disney Plus and Hulu the next day. The Jonas Brothers used the stage for Camp Rock 3, which is already streaming. The Greatest Showman becomes a West End musical in spring 2027. Formula One and Disney extended Fuel the Magic through 2028. Mundo Pixar begins its first United States tour in 2027. Not every project crosses every medium, but taken together, the showcase reveals the larger pipeline: theatrical films, streaming series, games, live experiences, and touring entertainment feeding the same portfolio. D23 also created two versions of the same event. The public received full trailers for the Bluey movie Vision Quest Avengers, Doomsday, Ahsoka Season 2, Percy Jackson Season 3, and Lion, plus posters and official photography. Inside the room, guests saw material that Disney has not released cleanly online. The first Incredibles 3 look, a Coco 2 concept, Jurassic Scrat in Ice Age, the Oswald clip, the new Frozen 3 animation, the Starfighter footage, the Ghost Market clip, and other presentation-only material. That gap is usually where recap videos become disappointing. They either show the same 5 trailers everyone has already watched, or they use blurry audience recordings and pretend the result is premium. We are taking a third route. Whenever official footage exists, you are seeing official footage. Whenever we visualize a room-only description, it is marked on screen as an AI interpretation, not leaked footage, not concept art, and not an official design. That lets us show the idea without laundering imagination into evidence. Here's the complete map in one pass. Disney live action, The Princess Diaries 3 remains in development. Lilo and Stitch 2 brings in Angel for May 2028. Tangled arrives in March 2028. The Bluey movie opens August 2027. Animation, Ice Age, Boiling Point in February 2027. Oswald on Disney Plus that same month. Incredibles 3 in June 2028. Coco 2 in November 2029. Ghost Market in March 2028. Gatto in March 2027. Zootopia 3 in development. Frozen 3 in November 2027. Hexed this November. Clay in November 2028. Marvel Vision Quest in October. Avengers, Doomsday in December. X-Men in May 2028. Marvel's Wolverine on PlayStation 5. Lucasfilm, Ahsoka, Season 2 in January. Starfighter in May 2027. Streaming, games, and beyond. Percy Jackson Season 3 in November. A Kingdom Hearts anime in development. A Coco World in Kingdom Hearts the Fourth. Lion in August. Romy and Michelle 2 on Hulu in 2027. Camp Rock 3 now streaming. The Greatest Showman on the West End. Fuel the Magic Extended. Mundo Pixar touring the United States, and The Simpsons returns to theaters in September 2027. 30 announcements. One very deliberate map. The loudest D23 headlines are the sequels. The more useful story is the structure underneath them. Disney is using familiar worlds as anchors. It is installing new characters and creators as successors. It is testing a small group of originals in the gaps. And it is building each successful idea to travel across more than one screen. The entertainment half of D23 is now on the board. The next question is what Horizons adds to it, because the park's presentation can turn a movie announcement into a much larger bet. That is the next map.